Hi everyone, my name is JT Pilot, and today we'll be making another video. This time we'll be doing a full 1/4 scale review of this NG model's United Airlines Boeing 737-MAX 9 with the registration number 77578, just because NG did release another United 737-MAX 9 with a different registration, so just wanted to mention that before we proceeded. So this was a November 2024 release by NG Models, and this is overall a fantastic model. I have really no complaints with this model. It's a really great NG model. Will look great in the airport updates. And yeah, and at the end of the video, we will be comparing this model with the Gemini Jets version. So yes, because surprisingly enough, those two models have some key differences. So yeah, so nonetheless, this is how I do reviews. So I first start off by reviewing the box of the model. Then I'll do an in-depth analysis of the model itself, and then at the end of the video, we'll be comparing this model, and I'll be scoring this model with my JT scoring system. So nonetheless, let's get started. And starting off with the box of the models, this is your typical NG box. So on the top left, we have the United logo. So that's actually a little slightly different there, but you have the variety of blue shades, so it's really cool to see that throughout the box. We have the Boeing 737-MAX 9 titles. We have the CGI image. And then we have the Boeing officially licensed product logo, and we have one 1/400 scale collectible die-cast model, and then the registration once again. Here's your bottom of the box, your right side of the box, your top of the box, left side of the box, and we have the back of the box with the CGI image in the center, and the barcode on the bottom left, and the item number is 89013 on this model, and you have your warning labels right there. And proceeding onto the model itself, and starting off the front portion model, here you got your nose cone right there. You have your PO2s and SAC ports. You have your nose landing gear with the fleet number, and then you have the cockpit windows, which are looking pretty nice on this model. You have your Starlines logo, your L1 door, your red line there. Then you have some passenger windows, and then you have the gray swoop on the bottom. Passenger windows have great alignment to them, and yeah. Then you have your United tiles there, looking perfect there. And then you have your underside antenna there, which is missing the white stripes, unfortunately. So that is one of the few discrepancies in this model. So just have to note that. You have your CFM LEAP engines there, looking perfect there. And then you have your chevrons on the engines, and then the engine nozzle. And then you have your emergency escape doors, and then emergency escape halves on the wings. And then you have your split tip winglet there, looking perfect there. And then you have your flap slats and aileron details there, looking perfect. You have your left winglet there with the navigational lights, looking great. And then you have your wing landing gear, which also looks great. It rolls perfectly as well. You have your two antennas on top, and your Wi-Fi box there. And then the plug door, the infamous plug door on the MAX 9. So we're not going to go too much more in depth about that. And then you have another antenna. And then you have the registration, which is number 77578, United States flag. And the L2 door, and the beautiful United Evo blue tail. And proceeding on to the back portion of this model. So here is the back of the wings, looking perfect there. And then you have your your APU exhaust, excuse me. So there you go. Then you have your elevators and your rudder. So that is looking perfect there. And proceeding on to the bottom of the model. So yeah, so there is your tail skid there. So that's looking good. And then you got your two antennas on the underside, looking great there. You know, besides missing the stripes, you have your beacon light there. So wish it was a 3D beacon light. That'd be really cool on this model, but there's no beacon light. And here's your wings. You have your flaps there, looking great there. See all the slots there. Your underside of the LEAP engines, and there's the other wing. And then you have your nose landing gear, which is looking perfect. And here is the front portion of the model. So you have your split tip winglets there. You have the inside of the CFM LEAP engines looking perfect there. Your landing light, your cockpit windows looking perfect there. What a great shape to them. They're not slanted or anything, so that looks good. You have Then you have another landing light in the insides of the CFM LEAP engine, so your number one engine. And then your right split tip winglet. And proceeding on to the right side of the model, so here you have your R1 door there, looking perfect there. You have your nose landing gear there. You have a baggage hold. You have your emergency escape doors, another baggage hold, another infamous plug door, and then you have your R2 door. So that does conclude the overview portion of this model review. It's comparison time, and we're now comparing the NG Models United 737 MAX 9 in the Evo Blue livery with the Gemini Jets version. So let's dive on to some of the key differences. So the nose gear is slightly different on the Gemini version. It's slightly taller, so that is a discrepancy there. So that is something different to note. So if you prefer use the 737 MAX 9 model with a taller nose gear, but you get the Gemini one, or if you prefer the more correct version, you get the NG version. And then, overall the NG version has slightly better cockpit window shape and nose shape overall. So that is something to note. The Gemini 737 MAX 9 nose is great. I wouldn't say it's great. I would say it's good. It's still slightly pointy, but not as bad as some Gemini's other 737s. So, yeah, that's something to note. And these models, both of these models are still in stock over our retailers. So, yeah, so that's why I'm doing this comparison. So you guys can figure out which 737 MAX 9 you should buy for Christmas. So that's coming up soon when I'm recording this video. Another key difference is the Evo Blue tail. So I know I had one commenter on the last United Max review I did, and he commented about how the tails were different between the Gemini and NG versions. So I forgot to mention that in the previous review, so I'll be reviewing it. So the NG version has a more correct, darker blue tail, while the Gemini Jets version is a lighter blue shade there. So, sorry about that. And I can bring. Let me move some models around. So there is a Gemini version on your left, and then the NG on the right. And you can notice how different the tail colors are there. So, or the globe is a slightly different blue shade. So, yeah, the stabilizers are also slightly higher in the Gemini version. I'm not going to knock them too much for that, but it's just something to note. And plus, in the Gemini version, has no underside aerials, so if that bothers you, it's just something to note. Doesn't really bother me, but I'd rather the model have the underside aerials. It just looks more realistic. So, anything else? Again, the engines. In case you didn't notice, my Gemini version, it has a little rocket ship engines to it. Only reason why, because this engine did come detached. So as a QC issue, the Gemini version had that the NG did not. So. Yeah, so that's why that's tilted up, and it's just the way I glued it on there. But sometimes they do arrive like that, so it's something to note. If you get your Gemini United Max on, you may arrive with detached parts, so that's pretty unfortunate, but it's the easy fix, but still, something to note. Yeah, so that's it for the comparison portion of this model review. And alright, so now we're on the JT score portion of this model review, so if you're interested in the scoring, feel free to pause here if you want to read for the scoring. But overall, this model did score a 49 out of 50 or an A and 98%. The only reason why I took off a point is because the aerials did not have the red stripes on them. Overall, what an excellent NG model, and I highly recommend for anybody to purchase this model. Alright folks, that does conclude today's review. So here's some outdoor photos of this lovely NG model. So once again, I highly recommend for anybody to purchase this model. This is overall a better model than the Gemini Jets version. Just because of the aerials, the Evo Blue livery is better, and overall the nose shape is also better. But other than that, other than that, this model is one excellent NG model. Can't wait to add it to my collection. Grateful that NG finally released this aircraft. And this model will go great with my NG United 737 MAX 8 and my United Max 10 from NG. So it would be a cool lineup to have over at my airport. So that does conclude this video. I'm JT Pilot. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching this video, and have a wonderful day. Bye.